Hello and welcome to another episode of Pixel Narratives with ANUTOSH. In our studios of AFTA, we have a wonderful, multi-talented, multi-dynamic guest today with us. And I am, having shortage of words to describe her in a very short sentence. We will be talking to her and definitely the kind of work that she has been doing in different areas. Most of us would take a lifetime doing this. We have in our studios of AFTA for another episode of Pixel Narratives with ANUTOSH, Tinat Atifa Masood. Hello Tinat. Welcome to our studios and the podcast Pixel Narratives with ANUTOSH. It's so nice that you have accepted my invitation the day I met you during your recent exhibition that you had put up in the Guwahati Artist Galleries. And that is from there, having gone through all your wonderful work that you have put up, something new, something different, and about which we will be talking. We have two in our studios here. I am really very happy that you have visited the studios of Ashudev and also my guest for Pixel Narratives. Welcome.
Thank you so much, ANUTOSH sir. Thank you so much. Because I am truly privileged to be in your studio today in this beautiful gallery that belongs to your father. I didn't meet him, but when I saw the paintings, I am totally amazed, and I don't have any words to describe the kind of the masterpieces that he has come up with. And I'm sure that anyone who sees these masterpieces are going to fall in love with each and every painting. And thank you so much, ANUTOSH, for inviting me, because I have been a big fan of yours for a very long time. Because of the way you look, you exude a kind of a charisma that I've been very attracted to, I must say. And it is a privilege that I'm sitting in your studio today to speak to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think I first met you when you were hosting one of the programs for Guwahati Artists Guild. We were hosting this Tarun Dwara Award, and you were the host for the English. It was in Ravindra Bhavan. And since then we have connected through Facebook, and then we have seen that I have been seeing you doing such wonderful things. Let us start with your school. You were born in Shillong.
Right.
And then you had your schooling in Loreto Convent.
Yes, sir.
And then you went to St. Mary's College in Shillong.
Yes.
Tell me something about those days when actually you started, because I was going through your CV and I found that at the age of 4, you had been on the stage and you had just written there that I felt like a king on the stage. So I would be very, most of my subscribers who visit my channel regularly, most of them are my students. And I started this podcast just to highlight those people who have made a mark in their life. Because these are good things that children would like to see themselves. And there may be many students who may be thinking, why can't I follow the footsteps that Tinat Atifa Masood has taken? So it could be inspiring for them. So let us know about your school days.
Thank you, ANUTOSH, for that beautiful question. You see, I grew up in Shillong, and I think that's the most beautiful place that I grew up in. The people were beautiful, the seasons that I went through were beautiful, and plus the home that I grew up in, my granny's home, I think that was one of the most beautiful, because my grandmother had 11 children, and all those 11 children, my aunts, my uncles, they all came with their different teachings. And I think that was a wonderful experience of my childhood. And Anutosha, you have asked me where I grew up in Shillong. I studied in Loreto. My father, I am actually from a very humble background, very, very humble background. If you would have seen my home in Shillong, it was just a 10 feet by 10 feet by 10 feet room, and it had a small little attached bathroom, a little kitchen, and in that particular room, I remember my mother very beautifully put up the bed, my study table, everything was in such a manner, the wardrobe, the dressing table, everything. It was like we had our whole world in that particular room. There was just one window, one ventilator, one skylight, I would say, because that skylight is a bigger version of a ventilator. And that was where I grew up. And my father, that's what my mother used to tell me, that when I was a little baby, he carried me in his lap and he said that my daughter is going to study in Loreto Convent. And my mother said, where is the money going to come from? Because that's a very expensive school, it's a premium school. And my father said, I have told you once that my daughter is going to study in Loreto Convent, she's going to study. And I don't know how it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And I seriously feel that now that I'm sitting and speaking with you, I feel that my father is smiling down at me because that was his dream, for me to study in Loreto. If I'm speaking to you today, it is because of him. He had a beautiful dream. And that is the exact room where he dreamt that his daughter is going to study in a premium school. And because of him, I am here, I'm standing, sitting, talking, creating. Everything that I'm doing is because of my mom and dad, but mostly because of my dad. He was a dreamer and he dreamt
all great people, they have a very humble beginning, but they have a fixed, goal that they wanted to achieve, or their parents would love their child to achieve, and you have justified that. Because after Shillong, you came to Guwahati, and one more thing that really I was felt so nice reading your CV, that you have acknowledged your Irish teachers. Yeah. And they were the people who actually taught you. They groomed you up. And actually so, we had some really very good teachers. And that's why we are what we are today. But then you came to Guwahati and you joined the Guwahati Commerce College. You've taken up commerce, and then you went for you joined the Krishnakanta Handicap Open University. And you are a research scholar now, doing PhD with the Assam Don Bosco University. You worked in the Guwahati Stock Exchange.
Yes.
And the kind of work you have done in Guwahati Stock Exchange and the kind of work that you are doing today is entirely different. This is a creative genre where you are now working. You work with Sterling Holidays, you work with East West Airlines, and you work also at NIIT. What were you doing here?
If you ask me what I was doing at NIT, that was like a very simple job that I was doing. I was a counselor for the students, and as they came into the institute to NIT, I remember I had to counsel them and tell them that this is the particular subject that you have to take. I think that kind of made me understand that I can also sit and talk with young people, motivate them, and make them do a particular subject. And Anutosha, I don't know if you know, but I'm also a motivational speaker now.
I am coming to that. So, but I was
yes.
just, I was just going back to front.
Yes.
I was going back to how it started, and then because usually you will find this kind of sessions where people talk from what you are today.
Yes.
But you must have realized that I started backwards. So that people can see your growth. Right. That is the purpose of this. And after that, you work with Hindustan Times, and then you have been an actor.
I have been an actor.
You have been a documentary filmmaker.
Yes.
You also give voice.
I give a lot of voice even now.
And you have been a motivational speaker and a coach,
yes.
Counselor. And now I, go through your different posts that you say that you have started with something like, I am the best or something.
Yes, yes.
That is, you keep on posting there every day, and you have a lot of fan followers. It's a good thing. And you have set up your own film production, Siang Valley Productions. You were also crowned the Indian Icon of the Year 2013.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm sure you're not wearing that crown now.
I am. I always
You're
wear
wearing
a crown.
that?
I
Oh,
wear
wow.
a crown all the time.
Really, that's really. You have been a scriptwriter, and you have been doing so many things. I know. Our viewers, I'm sure when I started the podcast, you will see that it contains all the details about the guest, and you will be very happy to see all such wonderful things that she has gone through and what she is today. And that actually it motivates and it inspires a lot of people, the young generation mostly, because really you have been awarded the Naari Shakti 2018 by the Lions Club. You are an NLP trainer.
Yes.
So what do you do in that NLP training?
NLP trainer, Anutosh sir, is neuro-linguistic programming.
Okay.
Neuro again is related to the mind.
Huh.
Linguistic again is the language that we speak to our mind, and the programming that we do with this particular kind of a study. So neuro-linguistic programming is where we talk to our mind to do certain things. So I will also have to tell you that I have done so much of work on my mind that sometimes, even when I don't want to do something, my mind says, go ahead and do it. You can do it.
We will be continuing this conversation with Tinat Atifa Masood. We will just take a short break and come back. Please don't go away. In Pixel Narratives with ANUTOSH. Welcome back. You are watching Pixel Narratives with ANUTOSH, and we are talking to my guest, Tinat Atifa Masood. Just before the break, I was asking her, what is NLP? So you just started, so you can just continue.
Sure. So, see, Dada, what happens is in NLP, there are many, I have taken the training, but I feel that I have used my own modalities to get where I am. So in 2019, what had happened was, around 21st of November 2019, I had a terrible accident. It was a very fatal accident where I fell in the bathroom, cracked my head, went to the hospital, and I was dead. I was pronounced dead, and my husband had to write in the form that my wife Tinat Atifa Masood is dead and the hospital is not responsible for that.
Oh.
And after that, what happened, why I'm talking about NLP is, after that when I went for my checkup, the doctor said that, I asked him, he asked me, do you have a question to ask? And I said, yes, I want to run. Because before I fell, I did a 3-kilometer run in Pinkathon. Now I want to do a run for 5 kilometers in 2020, then maybe 10, then a half marathon, and then a full marathon. He said, no, you can't do it because you have had a head injury. When I heard that word impossible, the one thing I said is, I am going to run and I am going to show everybody that I can do it. So after that, what happened? After I returned, I rested. It wasn't that I was going against the doctor. I rested, I took my medicines, I took whatever sedatives he asked me to take. I used to get up in the morning, brush, go to sleep, and I took enough rest. But on the 1st of January, I remember, I took out my car and I said, let me see if I have memory of driving, because I had lost most part of my memory because of the fatal accident, and I wasn't able to walk, I wasn't able to speak, I wasn't able to do many things. I took out my car and my mother-in-law was very worried. Don't do it, don't walk, because you are going to, you're going to hurt yourself, you're going to fall asleep. I said, never mind. If I fall asleep, I'm going to park my car on the side and I'm going to call you back. I'm going to call you back. I went from my home in Krishnanagar to Chandmali, I think must have been 1.5 kilometers, and I returned. And I made a video and I said, guys, my first challenge done. I'm able to drive the car, and so I'm going to go ahead and do the next.
People say that there are two things in life that you learn and you don't forget at all. That is, one is swimming. And another is driving.
Yes.
So driving can be a car, it can be an aircraft, it can be
anything.
A ship or anything. But once you learn it, your body, automatically reacts to that.
Yes, yes.
And what you have just shared is something that really will give goosebumps to a lot of people. And that's how you started NLP at I Am the Best.
Yes, I did. In fact, I Am the Best started much earlier.
Yeah.
It happened in 2009. The entire story goes back to 2009 when I wanted to kill myself.
Oh.
I wanted to commit suicide.
Oh.
And the reason, if you think of the reason, the reason is atrocious. It was because I had become very, very fat. I had put on so much weight that nobody was taking me for the stage. And you said a little while ago that you have seen me anchoring and you have seen me doing all that. So when people were not taking me as an anchor, I said, goodness, is this the end of my life? Maybe it is. Okay, let me end my life. But let me also tell you that my son was just 3 years old at that point of time. So you might be thinking, right, she must be such a mean mother. She wanted to kill herself and she is not, she's not even thinking of her son. Well, it doesn't happen like that. When you're very, very passionate about something and you're feeling very, very, you feel that, now nobody's going to take care of you, or that, this is the end of your life. That's when you want to just obliterate your life. You want to end your life. But what happened was that at that moment, I happened to get a book. This was 2009 I'm talking about, Dada. So 2009, I wanted to kill myself, but what happened was, I got hold of a book, and it was called Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. And this book actually saved my life, because they said that stop worrying and start living. All those problems that you have, these are just not to be worried about. Everything will fall into place. If we have a lock, then there is a key as well. So I just spoke to myself. I went, when this happened, when I was about to kill myself, I spoke to my friend much later, to one of my best friends. But when I spoke to him, he said, you are the best. You cannot kill yourself. If you kill yourself, many other people are going to cry. I also read a book. I want that your viewers would love to know about this book. It's called Robin Sharma's Who Will Cry When I Die. And that book inspired me a lot, because if I am to die today, then I want 1 million people to cry for me, not just 10. So why do I want that? It's because I want to create this lineage and leave behind something for everyone to cry about and say that, oh my gosh, we lost this beautiful person. She gave us such valuable information. She gave us such valuable anecdotes for staying alive, for life, and now she's gone. And then I want everyone to cry for me.
I am sure you have done such wonderful things. You have written a lot of books also.
Yes.
I was just preparing for this podcast, and I was going through your Amazon, and then I found a lot of books you have written, and they are all available on Amazon. And I am sure my viewers, they would be motivated with people who are undergoing this kind of a situation, that's not the end of life. You have life even after that. And that is where people like Tinat actually comes into our life, and they motivate us. They give us insight from their own experiences. And these experiences actually count. Not sharing what other person has done, narrating a story from other person, but sharing your own life. And it's really good that you have given a title, I Am the Best. Now coming to your other works, you are a consultant trainer for Tata Power Skill Development Institute.
Yes, sir.
So what do you actually do?
So in Tata Power Skill Development Institute, I was of course with them for around 3 years. And they had done an online interview, they took me in, and I was very excited to be a consultant trainer with them, because what I had to do was, there's this college called Vaze College in Mumbai, and there they have these third year students from arts, science and commerce. So I had to make these students employment ready. I had to tell them about how, what is management, how when they go into an office, how they will solve conflicts, how to write an email, how to behave with your colleagues, all these different things, all these different parameters, I had to take care of everything. And apart from that, I also told that this was not part of the curriculum, but I told them about meditation, how they can be focused, what are the different types of breathing exercises that they can do so that they can calm themselves down, they don't get into a conflict with their colleagues when they are working. And then I told them about many other things. In fact, I made podcasts on them. I made my audio podcast with some of them. So I became like a family with these students. And they still call me up, they still say that ma'am, we're feeling very overwhelmed, even though some of them are not with me. I'm feeling very overwhelmed. Can I speak to you for 5 minutes? And I say, of course you can speak with me for 5 minutes. Why 5? You can speak to me for half an hour. Just vent out everything that is inside you. So that I have become very close. Though the Startup Skill Development Institute is from Mumbai, and I have become very close to these people. So I feel that I'm totally blessed because I can relate, I can tell them my stories, my real life stories, and from these they get inspired. There are some young people who say that we have heard your story, now we are inspired to do something else. And I feel that if just 1% of people also get inspired from what I'm doing, I think most of that mission that I'm on to connect to 5 lakh people and create leaders, create fearless leaders out of them for a great country, I think it will be achieved.
That's a great contribution, actually, with, guiding the young generation in the proper way.
Yes.
That's a big challenge that we are all facing. See, you have done so many things. You have been an actor, you have been a producer, director, a script writer, voiceover artist, and you're a coach, you're a motivator. My question is, which one of this is very much close to your heart?
Without a second of thought, I will tell you, being an actor is the one that is closest to my heart. Because you told me you asked me in the very beginning that when you were acting, your first role when you were a young kid, when in nursery class, you said I was Krishna, and my first role was that. And when I'm on stage, I feel like a king. And truly so, even if today someone offers me a role in a serial, in a movie, I would jump to it because that's my favorite part and favorite activity that I love to do. But of course, right now I'm so involved in education that acting part has now taken a backstage. But any day, if you ask me which is your favorite activity, I would say it's acting.
But don't you think that when you're even taking up a session on motivation, you're also acting there?
No, that's the real me.
Real acting.
That's a real acting. That's not.
Yes.
That's
You're
not
acting
real acting. That's
yourself.
not real acting. That's real acting.
That's really wonderful. So, how do you balance your family, your children, your husband, and everything with your so many activities that you do outside home? How do you balance? Even we would like to know that because people would like to know that.
Again, I would like to go back to when my mother, she had been a stickler for cleaning up the house. And I used to always tell Ma, one day I'll see you with a hose pipe or something cleaning up the walls as well inside the living room, inside your bedroom. You have so much of pride in cleaning up your home. And she told me one thing. She said, don't do things like me. I was an artist. I could not do all those things that I wanted to do. Don't do things like me. Don't go ahead and clean the house all the time, cleaning what you have cleaned already. Don't do things like this. Do the things that you love. And Dada, you asked me a very important question. How do I balance it? Here, one very important person comes into the picture. That's my husband. If he had not given me the space to do all the things that I do, if he had not taken care of the home when I am not at home, and if he had not told me go ahead and do the things, then I wouldn't have been sitting in front of you and talking.
So you always need the support of your partner, whether he's a wife or a husband, and that it's really very nice to hear this. And now coming to your very recent activity that has come up is your exhibition, and we have two here and some more with me will be sharing. Just tell me, what actually came to your mind when you were collecting those beautiful leaves, the beautiful flowers, pasting them, waiting for the time that they become dried, then putting them on a handmade paper, beautifully composed, frame it, and then put up. So let us know about your exhibitions, and we will see your work.
Sure, Dada. Again, I would like to see, my mom has been, Dada has been a very big presence in my life. She was the one who raised me. She taught me manners. She taught me everything. She was my biggest guru. And my father used to be in Guwahati, so she used to take care of every little detail. And I remember when I was in class 5, she told me one day, she put out some, she picked up some leaves and flowers, and she said, "This is an art you can actually do." She's the one who introduced me to this flower and leaf art that I do now. And she said, "You can do this." But then there had been a long gap in between. Since I was a student, so I used to study. And then when I came to Guwahati, there was one NGO which commissioned me some cards. And I made these handmade cards for them. And I remember I got 5 rupees for each card. And I was very thrilled because 500 cards into 5 fives are 25. I got around 2,500 rupees. And I was very happy because I was in college at that time. So 2,500 rupees for me was a lot of money. After that, there was a huge gap again. So last year, around February, my son said, "What? How long are you going to wait till you are going to regret that you did not do your art at all?" And that's when there's a room on top of our terrace. So my mother-in-law usually rents it out. And I went and told her, "Will you not rent it? Will you give it to me this time from March onwards, because I want to do something?" And she said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "I want to convert it into an art room, my studio, where I will do all this artwork." And she said, "Yeah, take it." But my husband and my son were they were doubtful about it. "What do you want to do? But that we get rent out of that." And I said, "It's okay. Just have the trust in me." And my brother-in-law, who's a veterinary doctor, he said, "Bo, if you don't try something, how will you know that you can do it?" And I really remain very grateful to my mother-in-law, to my brother-in-law, and of course my husband and my son as well. Later when they started seeing my stuff, when they started seeing my art, they started understanding. So when Dada, you are asking me, why do I do this? I do it because I'm totally addicted to it. I'm very, very addicted to it. And if you are asking me, what comes into your mind when you are looking at a leaf or plant? When I go out for my walks, I just look at a leaf and I say, "This is going to look so good when I put it up, when I dry it up." And that whole process of waiting for that leaf and that flower to come up with a different color is absolute joy. I think when it comes out and then I put on some music and then I put it on paper, that is the biggest bliss I can tell you.
So viewers, I'll take you through some of her wonderful work that she had exhibited. You will be, I'm sure, I was also very much, I felt very good seeing something different. And I remember, when we were in school, mostly with that, people leaf.
Yes.
We used to put it in the book and we used to forget mostly. And after a long time, when you open open that book, you find, oh, it has become into a skeleton kind of a thing. But then you have taken it one step ahead. You have made it into a composition, into a beautiful frame, and you have exhibited. So that was really wonderful knowing about your past and the thing that you are doing now. Do you have any regrets in life that you could not do and you want to do it?
Yes, sir. I have one regret, and I think that going and studying art in Saraswatibai was one of my big dreams when I was a young girl, and I had told my parents about it. But my mother said that we don't have that kind of money for you to go and study in Saraswatibai, so don't think about it now. We can't afford it. So I would like to definitely, I still have that dream inside me, and I'm not going to regret it. When I'm 100 years old, I always keep telling everyone that I'm going to be 150 years old. So I don't want to regret at 100 that I did not go to Shantiniketan and I did not learn some art from that place, because that is a dream place that I want to go to, and certainly, I wouldn't say it's going to be a regret, because I know it's going to come true. And I want to go to Shantiniketan, and I have already talked to some people, and they say, yes, come over, you can do your art here. But no, I don't have any regrets in life. I'm absolutely happy, content with what I do, what I'm doing right now.
And what was your greatest achievement till today?
I think the greatest achievement, Dada, is to become a mother. My biggest achievement, because I love children, and believe me, when for 8 years I did not have a child, and the neighbors used to come and tell my mother-in-law, how long is she going to keep moving around like this, doing anchoring, trying to get money, this, that, but she's not having a child. And I felt very sad. When I went to do my checkup, even the doctor said, अभी तो आपका बच्चा नहीं होगा. Maybe because he wanted me to do a test tube baby or something like that. But the biggest achievement, yes, is to be a mother, hold that baby. Now my baby is all of 18 years, and to hold him like this, he's taller than me. I think that's the biggest achievement of my life.
You are pursuing your PhD. So I would be I'm sure my viewers would love to know about your subject area that you are in a very brief.
Sure, Dada. My PhD is again on mass communication. I'm a master's in mass communication, so I have chosen mass communication. But the topic again will be of interest for your viewers. It is on fake news. I think this will be very, very interesting for them.
Okay, so that can be also a subject for PhD.
Yes.
I think no one has done that
Yes,
not yet. So it will be very hard for you, I'm sure, to refer to the past PhD records, because nobody has done that. And this is really interesting. I am sure this would really bring out certain things that we often ignore, and a lot of we are disturbed with such kind of news that is it's coming every now and then, and it was really very, very wonderful talking to you, Tinat, and I'm sure my viewers have also enjoyed this episode talking to Tinat Atifa Masood. And that brings to the end of today's episode in Pixel Narratives with ANUTOSH. In our next episode, we will be again talking to another achiever who has set a benchmark in his or her life. Till then, do take care.